Dear listeners, I welcome you to my channel. Leave your comments and impressions, I value your opinion. The clock ticks past midnight, each second reverberating through the silence of my home. A thick layer of darkness cloaks the room, pierced only by the faint glow of the laptop screen. I stare at it, my eyes burning from the strain and my mind struggling to process the words before me. The email had been innocuous enough. A routine notification from our internet service provider. But when I clicked on the link, it had led me to this discovery. I glanced towards the closed bedroom door where my wife, Emma, sleeps soundly. How long has she been living this double life? The text on the screen is a glaring, unforgivable betrayal. Why don't you just get rid of the idiot so we can spend more time together? My fingers tremble as they trace the words. The idiot is me. The man she once professed to love above all else. And then her response, calm and calculating, chills me to the bone. Patience, my love, the time has not yet come. I shut the laptop with a force that sends a sharp sound echoing through the house. My heart races, pumping anger and hurt through my veins. Every beat drums a question into my consciousness. How could she do this to me? I paced the living room, the shadows shifting with my movements. Memories flood my mind. Our wedding day. The first time we moved into this house. The countless nights we spent talking about our future. It was all a lie. A facade hiding the treacherous plans she concocted with her lover. I need to confront her, to demand answers. But I know that if I wake her now, I might lose control. The rage inside me feels like a caged animal clawing to break free. I need a plan. Something to give me the upper hand. I return to the laptop and open it cautiously, as if expecting it to explode with more vile revelations. My fingers fly over the keys, searching through her emails, messages, and social media. The more I read, the deeper the betrayal cuts. They have been plotting behind my back for months, maybe longer. Every affectionate gesture, every smile, now seems tainted with deceit. In a haze of fury, I grab my phone and dial the number of the only person I can trust right now. My best friend Max. He answers on the third ring, his voice groggy and confused. Alex? Do you know what time it is? Max, I need your help. It's Emma. She's been cheating on me. There's a pause, and I hear the rustling of sheets as he sits up. What? Are you sure? I found messages on her laptop. She's planning something with this guy. They called me an idiot, Max. An idiot. My voice cracks, and I swallow hard, trying to keep my composure. I'm coming over. Stay put, okay? Don't do anything rash. I nod, though he can't see me, and hang up. The next 20 minutes stretch into an eternity as I wait for him. Every creak of the house, every whisper of wind outside, feels like a sinister omen. When Max finally arrives, his expression is one of grim determination. He steps inside and looks at me, his eyes scanning my face for signs of the turmoil within. Show me, he says simply. I open the laptop and navigate to the chat. He reads in silence, his jaw tightening with each word. When he finishes, he looks at me, a mixture of pity and anger in his eyes. Alex, this is serious. We need to figure out what they're planning and stop it. I nod, feeling a spark of hope amidst the despair. I need to confront her, Max, but I need to be smart about it. I can't just barge in there. Max places a reassuring hand on my shoulder. We'll get through this, but first, let's gather all the evidence we can. If she's planning something, we need to know exactly what it is. We spend the next few hours delving deeper into Emma's digital life. Each discovery is a nail in the coffin of our marriage. It's clear that her lover, someone named Robert, is pushing her to take drastic measures. But Emma, for all her deception, seems hesitant. It's a small comfort, but it's something. By the time dawn breaks, we have a dossier of screenshots, emails, and saved conversations. Max insists we take a break and get some fresh air. We step outside. The cool morning breeze a stark contrast to the suffocating tension inside. As we walk down the quiet street, I turn to Max. I can't believe this is happening. How did I not see it? He shakes his head. People can be good at hiding things, especially when they want to. But now that we know, we can take control. We'll catch them off guard. A plan begins to form in my mind, fueled by the betrayal and the need for justice. I will confront Emma, but not until I'm ready. Not until I have the upper hand. The time for my ruthless revenge has come. The morning sun filters through the curtains, casting a warm glow over the kitchen. I sit at the table, Nursing a cup of black coffee, my mind racing. Max had stayed the night, crashed on the couch, his presence a comforting reminder that I'm not alone in this. But today is the day I need to confront Emma. The thought churns in my stomach like sour milk. Max walks in, rubbing sleep from his eyes. "How are you holding up?" he asks, pouring himself a cup of coffee. I shrug. "About as well as can be expected. She'll be up soon. I need to be ready." We spent the early hours of the morning finalizing our plan. Max suggested involving another trusted friend, someone who could provide a neutral perspective. We decided on Sarah, an old college friend who now works as a private investigator. If anyone could help us dig deeper and prepare for what's to come, it's her. As if on cue, there's a knock at the door. Max opens it to reveal Sarah, her dark hair pulled back into a no-nonsense ponytail. She steps inside, a determined look on her face. "Alex," Max filled me in on the basics. "This is serious. We need to move carefully." I nod, feeling a bit more at ease. "Thank you for coming, Sarah. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know I need to confront her to figure out what's next." Sarah sets her bag on the table and pulls out a small digital recorder. "First, let's make sure we document everything. We need a clear record of what she says and how she reacts. We don't know how far she's willing to go." Footsteps sound from the hallway, and Emma appears in the doorway, still in her pajamas, her hair tousled from sleep. She looks at us, confusion clouding her features. "Alex? Max? Sarah? What's going on?" I take a deep breath, steadying myself. "Emma, we need to talk. Sit down." She frowns, her eyes darting between us. "Why? What's this about?" "Sit down," I repeat, my voice firm. She hesitates, then complies, taking a seat across from me. I glance at Max and Sarah, drawing strength from their supportive presence. I open the laptop and turn it towards Emma. "Explain this." Her eyes widen as she reads the messages. For a moment, she's silent, then she looks up, her face pale. "Alex, it's not what you think." "Not what I think?" I interrupt, my voice rising. "You've been cheating on me, plotting with this guy to get rid of the idiot. How could you, Emma?" She flinches at the venom in my words, tears welling in her eyes. "Alex, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Robert, he's manipulative. I got caught up in it, but I swear I never wanted to hurt you." Max steps forward, his expression stern. "We have evidence, Emma. We've seen the messages. You were planning something. You need to come clean." Emma breaks down, sobbing. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know how to get out of it. Robert kept pushing, and I was scared. Please, Alex, you have to believe me." I feel a pang of sympathy, but I push it aside. "Who is Robert, really? How did this start?" She takes a shaky breath, wiping her tears. "We met at a conference last year. At first, it was just flirting, but then it got serious. He kept telling me you didn't deserve me, that we could be happy together. I was weak, Alex. I didn't know how to stop it." Sarah steps in, her voice calm and authoritative. "Emma, we need to know everything. If Robert is a threat, we have to deal with him. Can you give us his contact details, any information you have on him?" Emma nods, her hands trembling as she writes down Robert's information. "He's a lawyer. Works at a firm downtown. He's persuasive. I was afraid of what he might do if I tried to leave him." Max and I exchange a glance. This changes everything. If Robert is as dangerous as Emma suggests, we need to be cautious. I turn to Sarah. "Can you look into this? Find out what we're dealing with?" Sarah nods, already typing away on her phone. "I'll see what I can dig up. But Alex, you need to be careful. If he's manipulative and has influence, confronting him directly could be risky." I sigh, feeling the weight of the situation pressing down on me. "What do we do then?" "I can't just let this go." Max places a hand on my shoulder. "We take it one step at a time. Let's get all the information we can on Robert. Sarah will help with that. In the meantime, you need to stay calm and collected. We'll figure out a way to deal with this." Emma reaches out, her hand trembling. "Alex, please. I want to make this right. I'll do whatever it takes." I look at her, my emotions a tangled mess. "We'll see, Emma. Right now, we need to focus on handling Robert. If he's as dangerous as you say, we need to be smart about this." Sarah looks up from her phone. "I got a few leads. I'll start investigating immediately." Alex, Max, keep an eye on Emma. Make sure she's safe and that Robert doesn't suspect anything. We all nod in agreement, a sense of determination settling over us. This is far from over, but for the first time since I discovered the messages, I feel a glimmer of hope. With Max and Sarah by my side, I know we can face whatever comes next. The time for my ruthless revenge is not just about vengeance. It's about justice and protecting those I care about. And it starts now. The tension in the air is palpable as we all sit in the living room, the morning light filtering through the curtains. Emma, her eyes red from crying, clutches a tissue in her hand, while Max and Sarah are strategizing our next move. My mind is a whirlwind of emotions, but there's no time to dwell on my feelings. We need to act swiftly and decisively. Sarah breaks the silence, her voice steady and calm. I've made some calls and dug up information on Robert. He's more dangerous than we thought. He's been involved in a few shady deals and has connections in some unsavory circles. We need to be very careful. Max nods, his face set in a grim expression. What's our plan? We can't just sit around and wait for him to make a move. Sarah leans forward, her eyes locking onto mine. We need to gather more evidence. Emma, you said he's manipulative and might get violent. We need proof of that, something we can take to the authorities. Emma nods, her voice barely a whisper. He's always careful, never leaves a trace. But there might be something on my phone. He sent me messages, but I deleted most of them. Maybe I can recover them. Good, Sarah says. We'll need those messages. Alex, do you think you can handle this? I look at Emma, my heart heavy with a mix of betrayal and lingering love. I can handle it. But we need to do this right. If Robert suspects anything, he could become even more dangerous. Emma stands up, determination in her eyes. I'll get my phone. Whatever it takes to make this right, I'll do it. As she heads to the bedroom, Sarah turns to me. We need to be prepared for anything. If Robert finds out we're onto him, he could lash out. We need a backup plan. Max nods. I have a friend who's a cop. We can keep him in the loop, have some protection in place just in case. Emma returns with her phone, handing it to Sarah. Here. I hope there's something useful on there. Sarah takes the phone, her fingers flying over the screen as she works to recover the deleted messages. It'll take some time, but I'll get what I can. We sit in tense silence, the only sound the faint clicking of Sarah's nails on the phone screen. After what feels like an eternity, she looks up, a triumphant smile on her face. I got some messages. They're not complete, but there's enough here to show he's been pushing you, Emma. This could be the leverage we need. She reads aloud a message from Robert. Why don't you just get rid of him already? We could be so happy without him in the way. Emma's face pales, but she nods. That's him. That's what he's been saying. Max clenches his fists. This guy's dangerous. We need to set a trap, catch him in the act. Sarah nods. We can use these messages to lure him out, make him think Emma's ready to act on his suggestions. Once we have him in the open, we can gather more evidence and bring it to the authorities. I look at Emma, my mind racing. Are you willing to do this? It could be dangerous. She takes a deep breath, her gaze steady. I'll do it. I need to end this for both of us. We spend the next few hours planning every detail. Emma will contact Robert, telling him she's ready to meet and discuss their plans. Sarah will record the conversation, and Max and I will be nearby, ready to step in if things go wrong. As evening falls, Emma sends the message, her fingers trembling slightly. I've sent it. Now we wait. The hours tick by slowly, each minute stretching into eternity. Finally, a reply comes through. Meet me at our spot. 9 p.m. Don't be late. We head to the meeting spot, a secluded park on the edge of town. Emma goes ahead, while the rest of us stay hidden, watching from a distance. My heart pounds in my chest as I see Robert approaching, his tall frame silhouetted against the dim light. Emma stands by the bench, her posture tense but determined. Robert steps into the light, a charming smile on his face that makes my skin crawl. Emma, finally, I've been waiting for this moment. She forces a smile, her voice steady. I'm ready, Robert, but we need to talk first. He steps closer, his eyes narrowing. Talk about what? She hesitates, then takes a deep breath. About Alex. I can't just get rid of him without a plan. We need to be careful. Robert's smile fades, replaced by a cold, calculating look. I've told you, Emma. You don't need to worry about him. I'll take care of everything. From our hiding spot, Sarah adjusts the recorder, capturing every word. Max and I tense, ready to intervene. Emma shakes her head. No, Robert. I need to know exactly what you're planning. I won't do anything until I'm sure. He steps even closer, his voice low and dangerous. Emma, you're testing my patience. We've come too far for you to back out now. She stands her ground, her voice firm. I need to know. Robert reaches out, grabbing her arm. You need to trust me. Or do I need to remind you what happens when people betray me? That's our cue. Max and I rush forward, bursting out of the shadows. Let her go, Robert. He spins around, his eyes wide with surprise. What the? Before he can react, Max grabs his arm, twisting it behind his back. Robert struggles, but Max is stronger, holding him in place. I step in front of him, my anger boiling over. You thought you could manipulate her, get away with this? Fake again. Sarah steps forward, her phone held high. We got everything recorded, Robert. You're done. Robert glares at us, his face twisted with rage. You think you can stop me? This isn't over. I lean in, my voice cold. Oh, it's over. You're going to pay for what you've done. Max pulls out his phone, dialing his cop friend. We've got him. Get over here now. As we wait for the police to arrive, Robert continues to struggle, his threats growing more desperate, but we stand firm, knowing we've taken the first step towards justice. Emma stands beside me, her hand in mine, her grip tight. Together, we face the future, ready to take on whatever comes next. The time for my ruthless revenge has come, and I'm not backing down. The scene outside the park is chaotic. Red and blue lights flash, cutting through the darkness as police cars pull up. Officers spill out, weapons drawn. Ready for anything. Robert's threats dissolve into angry mutters as he's cuffed and pushed into the back of a squad car. The weight of the past few days presses down on me, but there's also a lightness, like the first breath after surfacing from deep water. Emma clings to my arm, her eyes wide with fear and relief. Max and Sarah stand beside us, their presence a reassuring anchor in the storm. A tall officer approaches, his stern face softening as he takes in our bedraggled group. I'm Detective Harris. You all did the right thing contacting us. We've been after Robert for a while. His connections made it difficult to pin anything on him, but this should be enough. Sarah hands over the recording, her expression determined. We've got everything on tape. It should be more than enough. Harris nods, pocketing the evidence. We'll take it from here. You might need to come down to the station to give statements, but for now, you're safe. As the police wrap up, Max and Sarah head home, leaving Emma and me alone in the park. The night feels different now, less threatening, more like a promise of new beginnings. We walk in silence, the weight of everything still hanging over us. When we reach our house, Emma stops and turns to me, her eyes filled with regret. Alex, I know I can't undo what I've done, but I want to try to make things right, if you'll let me. I search her face, looking for the woman I fell in love with. Emma, I need time. What you did, it's going to take a while to get over, but I'm willing to try. For now, let's just take it one day at a time. She nods, tears glistening in her eyes. Thank you, Alex. I promise I'll do whatever it takes. The next few weeks are a blur of police interviews, counseling sessions, and long, painful conversations. Emma and I work through the betrayal, piece by piece, rebuilding our trust. It's not easy, but we're making progress. Slowly the wounds begin to heal. One evening, as we sit on the porch watching the sunset, my phone rings. It's Sarah. Alex, I need to talk to you. It's urgent. Concern laces her voice, and my stomach twists. What's going on? Meet me at the office. I found something. You need to see it. I glance at Emma, who nods, encouraging me to go. I'll be back soon. At Sarah's office, the atmosphere is tense. She sits me down and hands me a folder. Alex, I did some digging after Robert's arrest. I found something that doesn't add up. I open the folder, my eyes scanning the documents. Bank statements, emails, a trail that leads back to Emma. My heart pounds as I read the details. Secret accounts, transfers of large sums of money, money that traces back to Robert. Sarah, what is this? She looks grim. It seems Emma was more involved than we thought. This wasn't just an affair. They were planning something bigger, a financial scam. Robert was the front, but Emma was the mastermind. My head spins, but she was scared of him. She said he was manipulating her. Sarah shakes her head. I think she played us all. She knew exactly what she was doing. Robert was her pawn. Anger and disbelief war inside me. I storm out, racing back home. When I burst through the door, Emma is there, her face a mask of concern. Alex, what's wrong? I throw the folder on the table. What is this, Emma? Did you think you could fool me forever? Her eyes widen as she sees the documents. She takes a step back, her hands trembling. Alex, I can explain. Explain? You lied to me. You used me. This wasn't just about an affair. It was about money, power. How could you? She breaks down, sinking to the floor. Alex, please. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I got in too deep. Robert, he was supposed to be a means to an end. I wanted us to have a better life. But it got out of control. The betrayal cuts deep, but there's a part of me that still wants to understand. Why didn't you just tell me? We could have worked through anything together. She looks up, tears streaming down her face. I was scared. Scared of losing you, scared of what I'd become. I thought I could fix it before you found out, but I was wrong. I'm so sorry, Alex. The anger drains out of me, leaving a hollow ache. Emma, I loved you. I would have done anything for you, but this, I don't know if we can come back from this. She nods, her sobs quieting. I understand. I don't deserve your forgiveness. But please know that I truly loved you. Despite everything, that was real. I turn away, the weight of her words pressing down on me. I need time to think. I can't deal with this right now. I leave the house, the night air cool against my skin. I walk for hours, trying to make sense of everything. When I finally return home, Emmett is gone. A note on the table says she's staying with her sister, giving me space. In the following weeks, I dive into the investigation with Sarah and Max, uncovering the full extent of Emma's involvement. The betrayal is staggering, but in some ways, it brings clarity. I know now what I need to do. With the evidence we gather, Emma is arrested. The trial is painful but necessary. As she stands in the courtroom, our eyes meet. There's a flicker of the love we once shared, but it's buried under layers of deceit and regret. In the end, justice is served. Robert is sentenced, and Emma receives her punishment. It's not the ending I imagined, but it's a resolution. As I leave the courthouse, Sarah and Max by my side, I feel a strange sense of peace. The road ahead is uncertain, but it's mine to walk. And as I take the first steps into my new life, I know that despite everything, I've emerged stronger. The time for ruthless revenge has passed. Now, it's time for healing and moving forward, leaving the shadows of betrayal behind.